Hello everyone and welcome to Cognition, the seventh event organized by the FOSS community. We are super excited to have you all here today to explore the world of AI and machine learning with us. For those who are new to our community, a warm welcome to you. We are thrilled to have you here. And Shankaran, can you tell them a little bit about FOSS community?
Yeah, sure, Nisma. Well, Jaipur First Community is a community of students and faculty members at the University of Sri Jayewardenepura in Sri Lanka and share passion for open source of software development. Our main objective is to create awareness about the benefits of open software development and promote its using among students and the wider community. We have organized several events in the past years, and we are excited to bring you another super one today.
Thank you, Shankaran. Hope you all got an idea on that. Our beloved participants, if you have any questions about the session, you will be provided with a time at the end. You can use the chat box or unmute yourself. Until that, you are kindly requested to stay muted. So without further ado, let's warmly welcome the hero of the event, our keynote speaker, Mr. Prasad Srimal, to share his insights on AI and machine learning with us. He is an AI engineer and works at Tech Ventures, and specially, he owns an award for Best Engineering and Technological Performance at Nebula 2.0. So, Mr. Prasad Srimal, the time is yours.
Thank you, Nisma, for the warm welcome, and thank you everyone for the participation to this session. And as Nisma mentioned, I'm Prasad Srimal, working in a company called Tech Ventures LLC. It's based on UAE, Dubai. And currently, I'm serving my service as a artificial intelligence and machine learning engineer, and as well as a technical lead in the company. And currently, I'm leading one of major project in our company. It's a AI product. It's our own product, and we started that project in a couple of years ago. And currently, we are in a position that we can deliver all the solutions throughout our product to the world. And today I'm going to conduct a session around kind of a introduction of AI and the rest of the topics that already you have seen in the video. So without further going, let's move to the slide. I will share my screen first. Right. I hope everyone can see my screen and clearly hear my voice. If not, please mention in the chat box. And if you have any kind of question, use the chat box as well. I will check it time to time. And as Nisma mentioned, I think everyone can raise your questions at the end of the session. So let's move to the main topic, AI and machine learning. You might heard about this. You might have heard about this AI and machine learning for quite some time, because it's getting bigger attention among the community and the crowd, especially in the universities related to the technology. Because recently we got some massive technological levels or kind of solutions. And also we are using them time to time for our day-to-day works. So this is one fact, because this is one fact to get some idea about AI and machine learning, and it's good to have kind of knowledge regarding this area as students, as well as everyone who is interested about this kind of technologies. So this is my session outline today. I'm going to talk about what is AI and machine learning, and the importance of AI in learning, importance of learning artificial intelligence, and the future of artificial intelligence, in then skills that AI engineers should possess, and as well as current company demand for AI career opportunities, and what are the job opportunities you can get in Sri Lanka as well as in other countries, as a summary, right? So let's check what is AI and machine learning first. So basically, in simple terms, intelligence is having a common sense, right? So if I can mention someone is intelligent, I can say that he or she have or it has have a common sense. That means can do a task after thinking of it and do it in a better way, and sometimes can react based on changes in the environment. So those kind of things are there. We don't think about those factors as much as natural intelligence, because we are natural intelligence, but we don't think those features of us time to time, because that's kind of a base theory of us, right? So whenever a human comes to this stage, we don't discuss about their features, right? They can, whenever we see a person, we don't think about what they can do as a basic features, right? They can walk, they can run, they can jump. We don't speak about those things because we already know that human can do such things, because human is a natural intelligence. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, we are talking about much features about software or hardware included in software are capable of, right? So actually, if we go kind of some years ago, a scientist named John McCarthy, we also named his as the father of AI, started mentioning this discipline of AI around 1950s. So we have quite some bigger past than we think regarding AI. So this person, this extraordinary scientist, had that perception that someday a software can think something and take some actions based on those perceptions or thinking materials. So one day we will have kind of a software or a artificial thing that have a kind of common sense, right? That's the perception or the visionary he had at that time. But I'm not sure about how strong they had that about that perception or about that idea at that time. But we can think about that in the present, because we are now experiencing that kind of things, right? So basically, John McCarthy is the father of AI. He invented the discipline or the idea of artificial intelligence, but uncountable persons, uncountable scientists have been involved regarding this discipline or this area so far. And currently, we are in a position that we can say that we are about to create perfect AIs, right? So that's where we at right now. And coming back to the main topic again, what is AI and machine learning? So basically, AI is artificial intelligence or intelligence built by humans and have some common sense based on the data have been provided and the instructions have been provided as well. So that's the basic idea, very general, very common idea of artificial intelligence. And I will talk about machine learning in a minute after going through the other parts as well. So you might heard about this fifth generation of computers. If you are familiar with computer generation, so when we are discussing about computer history, we can see that topic, the computer generations, and we have first generation, second, third, fourth, and fifth generation. So in earlier stages, we discuss about we are in the fourth generation. We have microprocessors as the processing component. We have mass storages like hard drives and pen drives and kind of cloud storages as storages. And yeah, those features, since we have those features and we are using those features, we are in a fourth generation of computers. That's the main theory we get when we are talking about computer generations. And also we mentioned we have a fifth generation but it's not completely established yet, or we are not in the in that generation yet, because the imaginary of this fifth generation is AI, but it's not talking about, it is not talking about a part of AI. The fifth generation is all about having a complete perfect AI, can do everything that human can do. But there are some controversies. Some scientists says that we already have kind of perfect AIs that we can expect it through this fifth generation of computers, but most of the scientists have declined that statements because they have their evidences to say that no one can build such kind of perfect AIs. So there are some controversies. No one can mention about the absolutely right theory yet, but it's incrementally doing their researches on that, and hopefully we could hear some kind of news about those things, right? And when we are talking about what is AI and machine learning, we will face these cognitive systems kind of a topic. Cognitive system can describe what AI is capable of, because cognitive system means a system that can anticipate the environment, can learn from the environment, can react to any kind of actions they receives, and also cognitive system is a system that can learn from their actions as well as their mistakes. So pretty much if you can create a cognitive system, that means you already have created an AI, a kind of a perfect AI. But it's not that easy to discuss or understand how cognitive systems work, or how cognitive system builds, right? So how to build a cognitive system is not a simple topic to talk. I mean, it's completely a different area. But if you are going through around the definition or the idea about cognitive systems, that's the basic idea of AI and machine learning as well, because cognitive systems are a kind of a model that you can represent artificial intelligence, right? Now, when I'm saying this, you can imagine what you have around you as these cognitive systems. For an example, if you have an Apple phone, you have the Siri application, can be a cognitive system. If you have Samsung phone, the Bixby can be a cognitive system. If you have Google somewhere around you, the Google Assistant can be a cognitive system. So we already have involved with these kind of features or solutions most of the times in day-to-day tasks. So even though you haven't used these words, you already have the idea of how they work. I mean, not how they work internally, what they do, right? You have already the idea of what they do. And so that's the basic idea of the artificial intelligence. So it's kind of a hypothesis, like imagination of a software can do work without human intervention or human introduction. So maybe with some few interactions, but then the software can run along and do some sort of tasks that doesn't require any human interactions anymore, right? So what we are doing is, as artificial intelligence engineers, we build those artificial intelligence. So we code in softwares, and in software we build those artificial intelligence. So it's basically a hypothesis into code. We use certain programming languages to make that hypothesis into reality, using kind of algorithms and some kind of mathematical functions. Those things have been invented by those scientists after going through much larger researches. So we have kind of a easily adaptable environment to develop artificial intelligence right now with this much larger knowledge base of features, right? So anyone can, anyone who's capable of doing codes, anyone who have a practice or perception of involved into the developments of AI can come to the industry and can develop their own environments. Can develop their own AIs in the industrial environment with this larger amount of data currently available, right? So this is where the product or a solution comes as AIaaS, that means artificial intelligence as a service. You might have heard about SaaS, software as a service, then IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Then we have PaaS, PaaS, platform as a service. We have different kind of services, but cloud computing provides. But currently we have artificial intelligence as a service. So you can provide a service you can provide a service based on artificial intelligence to the customer or anyone who is expecting that kind of service. So that eventually that will be acting like a artificial intelligence model or a software. It's capable of doing a predefined task in a better way, maybe sometimes in a better way that than a human. And sometimes it can be a robot, sometimes it can be a car, sometimes it can be just a software or just an application or mobile application. Whatever it is, the eventual outcome will be AI as a service, right? So as a company, in TechVenture, we are providing AI as a services. The project I mentioned at the beginning, AI as a service, because we are developing and generating a system integrating multiple AIs, and finally that product will be a wrapper of artificial intelligence and machine learning features for the clients who are experiencing that features in that AI. So that's what we do as AI engineers in the company. All right. Okay. Let's discuss about some popular topics in AI. You might have heard about these topics sometimes. The evolutionary computing. When we're discussing about evolutionary computing, the one of main topic we can think of is biological computing. In biological computing, we have kind of theories and algorithms called genetic algorithms. So those algorithms are based on how genes and how genetic things are working, and what are the details of them, and what are the objects, and what are the internal features of those genes, and how they can use those genes and features to get a better versions of them, and what are the new maybe products or maybe some different kind of species they can produce with mutating or mixing those genes. So they have these genetic algorithms to research on those topics and tasks without doing all the things manually, right? So without having these genetic algorithms, still you can do them, but you have to do them manually by using them for like multiple samples, and your time will be lost, your money will be lost, everything will be a big chaos. But it has been overcome by this kind of genetic algorithms in evolutionary computing have. So if we can create a software, just maybe kind of a simple web application, but the internal program will be these genetic algorithms application that can run multiple tasks or multiple features regarding these genes, and eventually we can get the idea or kind of a final report that what to provide and what can be expected, right? So these kind of things can be using actually not in Sri Lanka, but in most of the countries who are capable of these things or who are affordable of these things are using them in current research labs and laboratories. And in evolution computing also, we have a kind of topic called emotional computing. In emotional computing, we can create a kind of application or software that can react to human or any kind of interface emotionally. That means whenever we are talking with that kind of, I mean, not talking, but when we are dealing with that software or AI in kind of an emotional way, these emotional computing algorithms can identify not only what we are saying, but what is the current emotion we have. So whether it is a sad position or whether it is a happy idea or whether it's the humor or any kind of thing, it can identify and it can respond with the same or the better way, with a better emotion, and the communication can go on. So in this way, some kind of companies have already developed chatbots, human-like chatbots. For example, in AWS machine learning, you have Amazon Lex. It's a human kind of chatbox, and whenever we are talking with kind of emotions, we also can get responses with those emotions. So it's not developed up to the 100% perfect level, but still we can get some kind of experiences with that, right? Okay, so when we are talking about quantum computing, if you have heard about this, this quantum computing is working with quantum physics. So if you have any kind of idea with quantum physics, this quantum computing is also doing the same thing with artificial intelligence. So whenever an AI can deal with quantum physics and give solutions to problems, solve problems, and then can give solutions and answers in a better way. So those AIs can be mentioned as quantum computing artificial intelligences or quantum computing algorithms, right? Then we have machine learning. This is the I think I can say that this is the most occurrence word we heard about when we talking about AI, right? Because AI is going along with machine learning. Machine learning means machine means the computer actually, but computer can learn from the data set we can provide and the instructions we provide. But if we provide some kind of data set and some kind of instructions, and if that software or maybe the hardware that has that software working only with that data, with those instructions, that can't actually be mentioned like an AI, because this AI an AI should be able to learn, right? AI should be able to learn. It's okay to have some kind of predefined data set or predefined instructions, because imagine suppose you have a kid, you are sending him to the school, but since the kid doesn't have any kind of information about anything in that particular curriculum or syllabus, then they don't know anything, right? But you can't give them a kind of examination in the first day, right? Because they don't have any kind of data or instructions. So you don't do the, suppose you are a teacher, you are giving a test or term test or any kind of examination after letting them learning. after letting them collect data, after letting them collect the kind of instructions, after quite some time, they can answer your questions. They can answer for your examinations because they already have their data with instructions, right? So that's kind of thing we can give to the machines. So we are in a machine learning environment, right? So still we use code, right? We are coding to represent algorithms, and then we are developing a software that can learn things from the data we already provided with the instructions. And after learning for some time, they can act much better than they were before when we are giving those details and instructions, right? That's the basic idea of machine learning, and that's the actual idea of artificial intelligence as well. So after talking about machine learning, we can discuss about deep learning, because deep learning is a kind of a complex version of machine learning. We can create kind of complex algorithms and can use complex concepts what machine learning has, and we can mention them as deep learning, because deep learning is more likely using multiple machine learning algorithms and environments to create kind of much stronger artificial intelligence models we have, right? Then we can talk about artificial neural networks. This is kind of a common topic you might have heard about when we are doing the researches on AI. Artificial neural network means when we are talking about human brain, it's kind of a network. There is a network inside your brain because all the neurons are connected together inside a common place. So that's the brain, and brain can perform multiple tasks, right? So any task can be dependent upon other tasks. Some tasks are totally independent. So those kind of complex environment you have inside your brain, but still you have kind of a network in your neurons to handle those things, right? So in artificial neural networks, you can bring that idea or the concept to the artificial environment. So eventually we have the artificial neural networks, we will have a kind of brain with neurons connected together. So we have a neural network. It's completely artificial because we are completely doing in using a kind of a programming level, but can perform some kind of task that human brain can do, right? So that's the idea of that's the very basic idea of artificial neural networks, and it's kind of a theory we can put on deep learning when you are developing kind of artificial intelligence models using deep learning and machine learning algorithms, right? So these are the idea of some popular topics in artificial intelligence. You can research on these topics much deeper when if you are more into artificial intelligence in the academic level, as well as in the near future, you can get these things in a industry level as well. Okay. Let's go to the other side, the importance of learning artificial intelligence, right? So the first thing is having the general idea. So whenever we are talking about artificial intelligence, it's good to have a kind of general knowledge. At least a general knowledge would be fine to deal with this kind of AIs in a general sense, because the world is going with AI. So since we are living in this world, the same world, in the same community, we have to involve those things as well, right? So now we can't avoid those things. So it's better to have a kind of general idea. So it's one of major fact that you should learn artificial intelligence. Actually, not the this is not talking. I'm not talking about the deep level of artificial intelligence, the algorithms and the mathematics and all the things. This is just about having an idea about what AI can do. I mean, what are the available artificial intelligence models we have? So what they can do, how we can use them in a better way to reduce our efforts, in a day-to-day life task, right? So it's very good to having some kind of a general idea about artificial intelligence. So it's very important. And then if you are trying to enter to the industry as AI engineers, you should have the kind of AI knowledge, at least the theoretical knowledge in the academic level in your university to meet the industrial demand, right? So as an example, in our company, we hire artificial intelligence engineers after going through kind of interviews with the candidates regarding artificial intelligence environments and questions and practices. So whenever we can meet a kind of person who have kind of good idea of artificial intelligence in both theoretical way and the as well as the practical way, we can evaluate those features what they have, and we can hire them if the person is good enough to develop things in AI up to the expected level, right? So if you are more into the artificial intelligence in the industrial level, if you are willing to join the industrial artificial intelligence, join to the industry as artificial intelligence engineer, it's good to have a kind of AI knowledge, at least to the expected level as academic students, right? Then another point is identifying new areas. So if you have a general knowledge about artificial intelligence, you can brush up them by going through multiple knowledge areas that you have in the internet. And then if you have a kind of creative knowledge or creative practices in your mind, you might feel like you can do some kind of things, but we are not using AIs yet. But you can adapt, or you can replace those things with an AI with your creative ideas, and you can just the idea would be enough, because we already have much engineers in the industry. Just the knowledge is the requirement, and if the knowledge or the idea is there are so many developers there to develop them, right? So the idea, the vision, or the perception is the requirement. If you have kind of a creative mind, you can explore kind of new areas, but the artificial intelligence is not yet have been involved, but you can create them in a kind of a way. But you don't it's not a mandatory requirement to have a kind of engineering knowledge about them. Just the idea would be enough. But that's the thing we don't have actually in the industry. The practices are there, but we are having very few ideas, new ideas to do things with AI, right? I think that there is maybe less than 1% we are using AI solutions, but among the things we can do with AIs currently, right? I think that's my personal opinion. That's where we are right now. We are just using less than 1% of solutions, but we actually can do with AIs. Right. That's actually not I'm not just saying this. This can be conceptually proved using some facts, but that's completely out of our topics, but keep in mind. So the last point I mentioned in the importance of learning of AI is research opportunities. If you are more into doing researches, like if you are planning to join the university academics after your graduation, you can do researches, and also you can do researches on artificial intelligence. AI and machine learning is I think one of best way to do researches, because there are no limitations. No one can say that this thing that you are going to research on is already found by someone else, right? we can say we can find any kind of difference, any bit of difference in that our solution differ from the other solution that that person is mentioning. Because artificial intelligence, in the field of artificial intelligence, you can do uncountable number of researches, even in a small area of artificial intelligence, because there are so many things that have not been revealed yet, right? So artificial intelligence is, as I mentioned, one of the best area to do researches on. So you have much research opportunities if you already have some kind of general knowledge of artificial intelligence, right? So these important things there to learn artificial intelligence in current days, right? This is a bigger topic to talk. Actually, I can't say that what is the actual future of artificial intelligence, because I think not me, but even any kind of scientist, if we rate any kind of scientist up to 10 out of 10, even that person wouldn't be able to tell what is the actual future of artificial intelligence, because no one can predict it, right? But we can check with these kind of artificial intelligence types, different types of artificial intelligence models or the theorems we have. We can predict it, the future of AI. We have computer vision, the one major area of artificial intelligence. Computer vision means we are giving the capability of view something to the artificial intelligence model, AI model. So eventually that AI model can view things. It can be an image, it can be a text, it can be an actual scene through a camera, right? It can be just a program to read the text, right? We have image processing algorithms, we have OCR algorithms to read text, right? We have video processing algorithms to read videos or just watch videos and do certain things. So if you are going to giving the capability of the vision to a certain kind of AI, you are working on computer vision, right? So as a common example, we can mention the OpenCV model. We can adapt the OpenCV model in kind of programming languages as Python, and we can build these computer vision features for AIs, right? And then we can talk about natural language processing. So we are dealing with languages with the AI. It should be a natural language. Natural languages are the languages we are using. I'm talking about in English. When I'm talking about Sinhala, when I'm talking about Tamil, those are natural languages. But the computer only have the knowledge of the binary language, which is 1 and 0, right? So whenever a software can understand what we are saying in natural language, in any kind of natural language, and that if that software can respond in a natural language, or maybe the same language what we are talking about, we can say that that computer model or the software is using natural language processing, the NLP, right? In that way, we can create kind of chatbots. The most popular chatbot right now is ChatGPT, and ChatGPT has kind of unthinkable levels of developments and kind of features currently have. Currently, ChatGPT 3 is available, and it's about to release the fourth version as well, but I think it's not open source. So it's using the natural language processing environment, but on top of that, that might have quite a lot of technologies. And altogether, we have a strong chatbot. So currently, you all might have experience with ChatGPT, and so you all know that what can do, right? We have expert systems. So suppose you are you are a passenger in a commercial aircraft, and you already know that the aircraft have the autopilot unit, right? It's also an embedded unit, but as well as expert system. So kind of expert system have the expert knowledge, the expertise knowledge, what a person have in that particular field. So in the example I have given, the aircraft autopilot unit have the expert knowledge of a pilot to fly a flight, right? An aircraft. So that expert system have the knowledge base provided by knowledge expertise, and also have inference engine to deal with those data with the actions and responses and reactions. It might have a user interface as well, but it's not mandatory because an expert system can deal with another expert system without having any user interface, because two expert systems doesn't require any kind of interface, because one code is dealing with another code, right? But one system, expert system, is dealing with a human. Obviously, there must be an user interface as well, right? So we have expert systems. You can think of much more examples regarding expert systems. And also we have cognitive search. This cognitive search means just not a search, but it's a intelligent search. You can think about Google search. Whenever you provide a keyword in a Google search engine, it's not only providing the result, but providing some suggestions, and also it memorize those suggestions and provide much better suggestions in the next search, right? If you are starting to search, let's say if you are starting to search around topic, let's say you are starting to search about traveling, right? So you just spell out the traveling in the search box, and you get some kind of results, right? In the next search, you clear the search box, and now you are going to type the letter H. So there is a much probability to provide hotel or in kind of things related to hotels as the search results in the beginning, or the first place, the first place in the search result, because you previously searched about traveling, right? So there is a connection between multiple searches. So that's the kind of a cognitive search we have in Google search. So Google search is capable of combine multiple searches and having kind of a environment, and it can route us to kind of a destination from what we have started to search, right? So that kind of cognitive searches we have in the internet, right? So altogether, we can discuss about the future of AI, because now we are more focusing on the future of AI. Actually, most of the current developers in the industry have kind of doubts whether those engineers can be replaced with AIs in the future. So they might lose their places in the industry. If that happens, what are the other opportunities we can get with the things we have currently with AI? So those things can be talked about the future of in the future of AI topics as well, but it's not something similar to the future of AI. So the AI future is one thing, but things can happen around the community and around the world in the future is another thing, quite another thing, right? I will tell you about kind of a story. This is true story, because this true story that happened some time ago, a couple of years ago. You might have already heard this story as well, I'm not sure. You know, the Google DeepMind laboratory. Google have a specific dedicated artificial intelligence laboratory in USA called DeepMind. Okay, the DeepMind laboratory is Google's AI research facility, and they have been able to develop and deployed a perfect AI for chess, right? It's called I'm not sure about the name. The name is not coming out. So it's a perfect AI for chess, and it can challenge to a person. At that time, it have already challenged to the world's #1 chess player, and obviously the chess engine, the AI chess engine, could win that game. And kind of a expected scenario at that time. So the scientists were expected to win the game from the AI side, because AI can memorize the movements, AI can go back multiple movements that human can't even think about. So that's kind of an expectation, and not a much surprises, right? But they, after that, they thought about conducting a chess session between two AIs with the same engine, right? They put the same engine, two sides in the, this is in the software environment, and they started a chess game between two chess engines. I mean the same chess engine, but the replication, and they started the game, and they realized that they are not the both chess engines are not going to play after having some kind of moves, some set of moves. Let's say one chess engine is going maybe 10 moves, and the other one is also going 10 or 12 moves, and they stop playing. That's what they observed, and have no idea why they are going to stop from playing. So then they started their researches on that, and finally they identified that those two chess engines have been able to communicate between them, between two chess engines. And after having some conversations, they stopped playing chess, because they have been realized that they are playing with the same chess engine. So I'm playing with my own replication. So that kind of situations they realized as chess engines, and without playing, they stopped the playing of chess, and scientists would be able to identify why. But after doing some researches, the further researchers, they identified that these chess engines have been communicated with different language than English, actually a better language than English, because they have been able to communicate the same same phrases or same thing with having less steps of communication phrases, right? So the idea is they have already invented a new language, and they use it by using that language, they have been able to communicate, and they have been agreed to stop playing chess for a reason. Scientists couldn't realize that reason up to the moment, but at that moment they realized that the scientists realized that it's not a good idea to develop that chess engine furthermore, right? Because that's not a expected level, right? Having a chess game win with the world's #1 chess player is an expectation, because they developed that chess engine to do that, right? But now it's like going out of hand. The control is going out of hand, because the chess engine is just developed to do or play chess, but now they are not doing the expected thing, right? They can play with a human, and the expected outcome is coming out. But whenever two chess engines involved to the same game, the unexpected things are about to happen, and already happened, right? So at the moment, they realize that it's not a good move to do the next level of the developments of that chess engine, and they stopped developments of that chess engine. but I'm sure that they are still doing their researches, but without having further developments on those chess engines, right? So that's where we at actually with artificial intelligence. You can research on these things in YouTube and Google's as well, because Google have already exposed these details through their documents, most of the research documents, because we are most of the times we are involving with research papers regarding this AI. So we time to time we can get those details from Google Research Mind Lab, right? I can say that the ChatGPT is not the same way, acting like a kind of a threat to us. But even using ChatGPT, you might already have some kind of ideas like we can already replace some kind of positions, like maybe if you have an article writer with you, if you are using ChatGPT with kind of article writing, maybe you can replace that article writer with ChatGPT to get the same idea or same kind of articles by spending few seconds, and without having any kind of expenses, right? But still, my personal opinion is ChatGPT is much primary thing when it's compared to a human, in my example, human article writer, because I still think that ChatGPT is having only the knowledge, but not the exact common sense we are expecting. We are expecting from a perfect AI, right? But we can surely say that since ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence, there are still a gap between artificial and natural intelligences. So I don't think that within our living period, I'm not sure that anyone will be able to develop or even get an idea of how this gap can be filled, right? This gap between the artificial intelligence and natural intelligence, because that gap is not a simple one. We can't even think about, right? We have kind of unthinkable features with ChatGPT, but I don't think that ChatGPT can create another ChatGPT, or ChatGPT can create another AI, or even a simple artificial intelligence model with some training data to create a completely different AI model than ChatGPT have by providing some kind of simple statements, right? We can get a kind of code, or we can get a kind of summarization of any kind of thing using ChatGPT by providing simple statements. But I don't think that the same way we can't create a kind of AI, right? So that's the basic idea of the future of AI. So still, as I mentioned, when we are talking about the future of AI, it's just a set of imaginations based on the current things we have, right? You can do your own researches on these things and come up with more general, more specific ideas. And you can create your own circles between your teams, and you can discuss in that way. I think that's the best way to strengthen your knowledge about this artificial intelligence, by discussing among your team without having your own researches and doing your own things alone. So try to gather with your teams members who have the enthusiasm of this AI researchers, and do your own researches, but try to discuss with most of the things. So the sharing between multiple members of the team of these details, getting more ideas, right? Okay. Then what are the skills you need to improve if you are going to if you are planning to join the industry as artificial intelligence engineers. It's actually a good move to join as artificial engineers, because if anyone have a doubt regarding whether some of the some of the software engineering positions will be replaced with AIs after a few years. Still, if you are an AI engineer, you can't be replaced with an AI, right? Because AI can't be replaced with AI, because that's the expected perfect AI level we are talking about. But as I mentioned, that gap is still there. So within our living period, I don't think that that gap can be filled so quickly, right? So I'm encouraging you to join the industry as AI engineers, not because your position is much stronger than other positions, but it's a good way to realize about the world as well, right? So if you have the the appetite of having, or appetite of identifying these things, or appetite of learning things about AI, that's a good move to enter the industry as AI engineer. So you should have some basic ideas of AI and machine learning. I'm sure that you will have kind of machine learning and artificial intelligence course modules in your degree. If not, still you can learn them in the most of the courses available in the internet. You have Udemy courses, you have YouTube courses, you have the LinkedIn courses regarding AI and machine learning. You have AWS courses, and you can get certified from AWS machine learning. That will be a massive exposure to have a certificate from AWS machine learning. So try to do that if you are more into machine learning and planning to come to the industry as AI engineers. And you should have some basic mathematics for AI. So when we are talking about machine mathematics for AI, we have some kind of topics, matrices, we have probability, we will have to use statistics, you will have to use integrations and differentiations, right? Because most of those things are the core modules to create kind of machine learning models and machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms, because most of the, all of the deep learning and machine learning algorithms are created based on those mathematical concepts, right? So it's good to have the knowledge of those mathematical concepts to realize, or to have the idea how to use those algorithms, how to work with them, right? Because sometimes you can use those algorithms as it is, but sometimes you can't. You will have to adjust. You will have to do some changes on those algorithms. So you will have to have those mathematical knowledge as well, right? And then Python for AI. Python is not the only language that you can create AIs, but the most popular language and the most easiest language, I can say that. Python is the most easiest language and most popular language to develop artificial intelligence, because Python is kind of an intelligence language, because you can develop much features using less code, right? So that's the idea of having an intelligent language. So Python is there, and Python's compiler, the interpreter is also intelligent. So you have Python to create and develop artificial intelligence models and solutions as softwares as well. And most of the currently available algorithms and machine learning models and all the deep learning models are available in Python, right? So you can use Python to create and train models in artificial and machine learning environment. And also you can get some kind of ideas about cloud AI tools as well, because in the latest technologies, we are using cloud tools as much as possible, because it's good to have cloud tools, because it's save time, save the environments, it save the maybe the amount of expenses as well, and also having it saves the having the human resources, right, as well as the hardware resources as well. So it's good to have idea about cloud AI tools as well. For an example, where we have Amazon machine learning. Inside Amazon machine learning, we have already pre-developed AI OCR tools. We have AI chatbots. We have AI-based speaking and talking tools. We have different kind of environment to train models in Amazon machine learning called SageMaker. So most of the AI models are available in cloud tools, not only in Amazon, but we have the same features in different kind of levels in Microsoft Azure. We have those features in Google Cloud. So most of the cloud providers are providing these AI tools as services, so we can use them as well. So if we are using cloud AI tools, there will be no developments using any kind of codes, or very less codes will be used. Most of the features will be in a configurable level, because those machine learning or cloud AI tools are providing as software as a service or platform as I don't think platform as service will be there. I think all of the services are coming as software as service. So no developments involved, just some configurations, and you will have your solution, right? So that's what you can get through cloud AI tools. Even in our company, we use cloud AI tools as much as possible, because we can get rid of doing multiple developments using Python and training models with machine learning, because we don't have to do them, since we have already developed tools for us using these cloud AI tools, right? So as a AI engineer, it's not all about doing Python codes and training models. We can use most of the cloud AI tools available in the cloud providers like AWS. So it's all about having a solution with the most effective way. If the most effective way is going with Amazon machine learning, that will be the solution we are going to provide, right? If we have to develop some features on top of machine learning model that Amazon machine learning provides, we can then create our own model using Python, and we can adapt the model of machine learning that Amazon provides, and we can create a hybrid solution as a combination of our own algorithm and machine learning algorithm Amazon provides, and create a hybrid solution. So those kind of things are there when we are doing developments in the industry as AI engineers, right? So to do those things, these are the skills you need to improve. But still, all of these things can't be learned or can't be gathered at once. So you can spend some time and some kind of hours of following courses as well, right? As the last topic, let's talk about some AI career opportunities in Sri Lanka and in as well as in global companies, right? You can do your own researches regarding these career opportunities through LinkedIn easily. And when it's come to Sri Lankan career opportunities regarding artificial intelligence, it's getting bigger, but still we don't have kind of much larger number of opportunities when it compared to the other positions like software engineers, DevOps engineers, and maybe quality assurance engineers, business analysts. We have UI UX engineers. We have multiple opportunities. Among those opportunities, AI engineer is one position, but I don't think that even though it is currently increasing the number of opportunities for AI developers, I don't think that still it's not bigger than other opportunities what we have. I'm talking about mostly compared to the development software engineering positions, right? So if you are a software engineer, or if you are a general front-end engineer or back-end engineer or full stack engineer, still you can find a you can easily find a position from multiple companies in Sri Lanka, but an AI engineer might having some kind of troubles to find kind of opportunities because there are less opportunities than other positions like software engineers in Sri Lanka, right? But when it comes to some kind of global companies, there are dedicated companies for AI engineers. So those kind of companies are only hiring AI engineers. So if you are more into having a career path in AI, I think it's better to join a local AI company first. There are some companies you can easily join. I mean, not easily join, but you can join easily with your skills. If you have the expected skills, you can easily join with those companies, and then you can expose your path to join with another global company. Maybe you will not have to migrate to another country. You can still work in Sri Lanka, but provide your service to another company, not in Sri Lanka, for another company in another country. So those kind of opportunities are there, but I can say that those number of opportunities in Sri Lanka will also be increased in the very near future, because the encouragement of entering to the industry, software industry as AI engineers, is getting much bigger, because we have some doubts about other positions can be replaced with AIs with these things happening with the ChatGPT and around that. There are some controversies between them. So this is still not the right moment to make a comment on that, because we can't predict those things with the lack of amount of data what we have currently, right? But still, it's good to have a career opportunity in AI, because not only because having a kind of complex area or having kind of a bigger salary, because in general terms, AI engineers are getting a bigger salary than other positions. That's because of the complexity of working environment, as well as the amount and time of hours they have put on their researches and educations than others maybe. However, we are experiencing that AI engineers are getting a bigger salary than other engineers. That's a fair reason, on fair reasons. So not only because of that salary scale, not only because of that complex environments, but it's a good way to explore the world, explore your creativity. It's a good way to explore your creativity if you are having a career path with AI, right? So everything is based on your perception and your willingness. That comes first, because no one can go no longer than a few months in any kind of career path if you don't have the appetite of doing that, right? So it's totally based on your willingness, and you are eager to search or research on these things. So try to research on these things if you have it, and whenever you are required to researching on some kind of features or any kind of if you need to do kind of researches regarding these things in industrial level, you can contact me. I think my contacts are been already shared with the person who hosted this session, so you can contact me at any moment if you need to research on any kind of topics regarding the AI and machine learning. If I'm not the best person to answer those questions, still I have any kind of different kind of artificial intelligence engineers, different levels in our circle, so I can connect them with you as well. So that's what I can do as further steps. And yeah, that's, I think for this session, I can wrap up the session now with all the details I've been prepared for the session. I think it's the time for questions if you have. or we can wrap up the session for today.
Guys, now you have any questions? Use the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and ask the questions.
Right. One question I said, what are some common skills and qualities that AI-related companies look for interns? So it's the same set of skills that I mentioned in the slide, the basic idea of AI. Because if you are willing to join as an intern, the AI intern with a company for an industrial project, most of the basic features or basic ideas of artificial intelligence and machine learning should have with you, but it's not the expected level of having a experienced person or experienced developer, right? So I think interns only have kind of academic level of knowledge about AI and machine learning, so that would be enough. But if you already have your own researchers, or if you already have your own practical experiences with your own researchers or own developments, that would be the next level, right? So even as an intern, if you can provide kind of a service as same as the experienced person can provide, that would be the next level. So you can compete with other interns very strongly, right? So having the idea of AI and machine learning theories as well as practices, if you can, with the mathematical knowledge you have, and also your willingness to do self studies and do things in most creative way, I think that would be the best package for you to join as interns, as well as the fresh graduate engineers as well.
Guys, any questions more?
In future, to have a job as AI engineer, does certificate or degree matters? The certificate matters, I think, but the degree, it depends. Let's say we receive 10 CVs, right? We receive 10 CVs for a single position, an AI engineering position. And if we have to drop 9 CVs among those 10 CVs, the priority goes to the degree regarding the field, right? So let's say if all the 10 members doesn't have any kind of degree, then it would be an issue, right? If all those members doesn't have any kind of degree, so still we have to find someone. Then the final candidate will also not have a degree, but based on their skills, we can hire that person without a degree. But that's not the common case we have right now, right? Because there are so many degrees, not in the same field of artificial intelligence, but we have IT degrees, we have computer science degrees, we have software engineering degrees. So those people are also doing artificial intelligence as their course modules. So I think it totally depends, but it's good to have a degree. But when it comes to certificates, for the first stage or fresh graduate stage, it isn't required, but for experience levels like senior software engineers, tech leads, software architects, surely it will require some kind of certificates, mostly in cloud tools like AWS. What kind of data or how can we train a model for a self-driving car? Are they using any AI related technologies? Of course, self-driving cars, you can get the example from Tesla, right? They have their deep neural networks to actually a Tesla car is a expert system, right? So the car, I mean, not the car, the body, the physical devices, I'm talking about the software it has as the AI have the ability to drive actually. So it has the expertise knowledge of a driver has. So it's kind of a expert knowledge, and it's eventually expert system. So expert system can provide any kind of feature or action that any kind of human does with the same amount of knowledge, expertise knowledge in that particular area. So the area, if the area is driving, if the expert system is also have the idea of how to drive a car, obviously that's a AI based car. So we can mention it as an expert system. But the idea is how to create that or how to build that expert system, right? So we have to adapt some kind of machine learning and deep learning models and algorithms to train the model, train the final model or the expert system. And also we have to give large amount of knowledge based data to create the accuracy. But we also received some kind of bad news because having some kind of issues, or maybe AI can make multiple issues, right? Because AI is we are building an AI with having an accuracy, and we don't have 100% accurate AI so far. Right? Whenever you are providing, let's say you have provide 1,000 of data to your AI model, and you finally you received 60% of accuracy. So you will have a 40% of accuracy of doing wrong things, right? So you double your number, your data, number of data you have. Then it can't be said that you will get the 100% of accuracy, because just by doubling the data, doubling number of data doesn't do the fill the gap between 60% and 100%, right? It will be capable of having some kind of bigger decisions, but you will face some kind of increasing of your accuracy up to maybe 70%, right? So you can't create a 100% accurate AI, but the perfect AI yet, but you can increase the accuracy by providing more data, right? That's how they improve their cars to do self-driving, but still they can do wrong things. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay, you're welcome. I think we can wrap up the session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prasad Srimal, for an informative and engaging talk. We appreciate the time and effort you put into sharing your knowledge with us today. Your insights into the world of AI have been truly enlightening, and we hope that our participants have found them valuable. So now we are at the end of the session. We hope that you found this informative. We look forward to see you at our future events. Thank you once again for joining us and have a great evening. This is Nisma.
And Shankaran signing off. Cheers to all.
Cheers to all.
Thank you. Have a nice day.